So if you've used AI, you've probably chatted with it, right? Asked it to write an email, maybe whip up a cool image. We've gotten really used to AI as this tool that just responds to our commands. But what if it could do more than just respond? What if it could actually understand a goal, create a plan, and then go and execute that plan all on its own? Well, let's dive in, because this isn't science fiction anymore. This huge shift is already underway.
I want you to think about it this way. The AI we're all using today, it's kind of like a brilliant intern. Super smart, but you have to give it very specific step-by-step instructions for every single thing. But this next leap, what we call agentic AI, is totally different. It's like a seasoned project manager. You just give it the big picture goal, like, hey, plan my team's offsite trip to Lisbon, and it just handles everything. It books the flights, finds the hotels, creates the itinerary, all without you having to micromanage a single step.
All right, so here's our game plan for this explainer. We're going to break this whole new world down. First, we'll get clear on what really makes agentic AI so different. Then, we'll pop the hood and see how it actually works. We'll check out where it's already being used today, tackle the really serious challenges around trust and security, and then, we'll look into the future and see what this all might mean for us.
Okay, let's get right to the heart of it. We're moving beyond these simple reactive chatbots and into a whole new territory of proactive, autonomous systems.
You know, the definition here is actually really telling. The words you got to zero in on are autonomous and goal-driven. See, this isn't about automating one simple task. It's about giving an AI a high-level objective and actually trusting it to figure out how to get there. It's the difference between handing someone a to-do list versus giving them a promotion with some real responsibility.
And this table just lays it out perfectly. Your generative AI intern has really low autonomy. It's waiting for a prompt for every single action. The workflow is just reactive. But with the agentic AI project manager, autonomy is the whole point. The workflow is dynamic, it's cyclical, it acts, it learns from what happened, and it corrects its own course. It's a huge shift from just doing tasks to actually pursuing outcomes.
Now, I know this might all sound a bit like magic, but it's not. It's really just a new way of building AI systems, one that lets them go from simple responses to these complex, intelligent actions. So let's take a look under the hood.
Okay, so at the very core of most of these agentic systems is a continuous loop. It's often based on a model called REACT, which stands for reason and act. First, the agent reasons. It looks at the big goal and breaks it down into smaller, bite-sized pieces. Then it plans out the steps it needs to take. After that, it acts on that plan, using tools like a web browser or an API to get things done. And here's the crucial part. It reflects on the result. Did that work? Why or why not? And that reflection feeds right back into the next loop of reasoning and planning. It's constantly learning.
Now, to power that loop, an agent needs a pretty sophisticated toolkit. It needs sharp planning algorithms to figure out the best path. It needs long-term memory so it actually remembers what it's learned, which, is a huge problem for today's chatbots. And this next one is massive. It needs to use external tools. This is what connects the AI to the real world. A lot of systems even let different agents collaborate, like a team of human experts. And that last piece, self-correction, that's the secret sauce. That's what lets it get better over time without a human stepping in.
And believe me, this isn't just a theory on a whiteboard. Agentic AI is already getting put to work in some of the most complex fields you can imagine. It's moving out of the lab and into the real world.
Take science, for example. Here, agentic AI is basically becoming a research partner. So instead of just having it analyze a data set you hand over, you can give an agent a bigger mission, like find a more efficient material for solar panels. It can then go read the research, come up with its own hypotheses, design the experiments to test them, and analyze the results. It just dramatically speeds up the whole process of discovery.
And the impact on healthcare could be absolutely profound. Imagine an agent that monitors a patient's live health data, compares it against all the latest medical research in the world, and then works with doctors to build a personalized treatment plan that literally adapts in real time as the patient's condition changes. We're talking about a shift from static care to continuous intelligent oversight.
And in industry, agents are the new brains behind the smart factory. They can manage entire robotic assembly lines, predict exactly when a machine is about to fail, and schedule maintenance before it breaks, and even forecast market demand to optimize the whole supply chain, from raw materials to the final product.
But, and this is a really big but, giving AI this much autonomy comes with some serious dangers. The whole trust equation for these systems is incredibly tricky.
And to be honest, we are a long way from solving it.
So if you need a wake-up call, look no further than this number. A recent study found that 78%, nearly 4 out of 5, organizations messing around with agentic AI reported data safety problems. I mean, think about it. When an AI can browse the web, access your files, and use other apps all on its own, security isn't just a feature anymore. It has to be the absolute foundation of everything.
It really is like having a project manager that you can't completely trust. The challenges kind of break down into a few main areas. Security is number one, obviously, guarding against data leaks or hackers. But then you have all the ethical concerns. How do you make sure an autonomous agent actually acts in a way that lines up with human values? And when you get multiple agents working together, how do you stop them from miscommunicating and causing some kind of catastrophic error? These are not easy questions. So where does all of this leave us? Well, we are standing at the very beginning of a brand new chapter in our relationship with technology. This one's going to be defined by our collaboration with these intelligent, autonomous agents.
You know, for decades, we've all been obsessed with this question of, can AI think? But agentic AI forces us to ask a much more practical and, frankly, a much more urgent question. Can AI act? And the answer is, increasingly, yes. And that single fact changes everything about how we work, how we create, and how we solve problems.
And this brings us to the final and maybe the most important question of all. When an autonomous agent makes a mistake, say a financial trade that loses millions or a medical recommendation that causes harm, who's responsible? Is it the developer who wrote the code? Is it the user who gave it the initial goal? Or is it the AI itself? Figuring that out isn't just a technical problem for coders. It's one of the biggest societal questions that all of us are going to have to answer in the very near future.